people talking about, I didn't despise the commandment of Yahuah. I don't hate him. I love him. This is what Christians say and do. Christians despise the commandments of the Most High. They're saying his commandments are done away with. They're done away with. 2 Ezra 2:7. Let them be scattered abroad. See, when you despise, you hate the commandments, and you breaking them, we in the land breaking them. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen, Goyim. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenant. Listen, our people don't want to have nothing to do with the land. Let me go back to the picture. This is what they did to the land. Dislike, thumbs down. They gave the Most High's Kadash land a thumbs down. How are you going to get to the kingdom and you won't even come out? How are you going to get to the kingdom speaking against people within the borders in the birth canal, ready to be birthed? We're just kicking. When that baby's inside, the baby's not dead. The baby's living. See? And I know the people in the border, they know the deeper meaning of what I'm talking about. Those that spent time in classes, of course. Those that not studying, they not even going to understand what I'm talking about here. But let me go ahead and speak. Let me do like the presidents do. I'm going to speak where people can understand me and others can't. So I'm going to understand what I'm about to say. This baby is inside, living, kicking, yarning. And this baby is waiting for something magnificent to happen. And it's going to happen all of a sudden. All of a sudden, boom. This baby going to end up being pure when the babies come out. They pure. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This baby going to be pure. This baby going to experience things no one on the earth has experienced right now. None. This baby will see things no one on the earth have ever seen. None. There's no one on the earth that's seen what this baby's going to see. And these people speaking against this baby. Did the Most High show you the baby in the dream? That'll go over most people's head also. Did you see the baby in the dream? They despise his covenant. They despise his land. Don't believe me? Sit tight. 2 Ezra 7:36 and 37. Then the pit of torment shall appear. The time will come. This pit of torment going to appear. And the people that despise his commandments, they're going to take part of this. And opposite it be the place of rest. The furnace of Shaul shall be disclosed. And opposite of it, the paradise of delight. Then the Most High will say to the nations, watch this, that have been raised from the dead, look now. He's going to say, look now. They're going to get to look and see. Look now. Look and see and understand whom you have denied. People that say they love the Most High. Christians. He'll be telling Christians, look now and understand whom you have denied. The law done away with. The law done away with. Look who you denied. Whom you have not served. You proclaimed out of your mouth, you serve Jesus. That's what you said. Whose commandments you have despised. Christianity put a negative light on the Most High's commandments. And they despise it. They got the deepest hatred for the commandments. They were nailed to the cross. Lie. That come from the wicked one, Paul. Lie. So there's 8:55-56. Therefore, do not ask any more questions about the multitude of those who perish. Listen, Ezra was bent on the multitude he saw the multitude that's going to perish. In this multitude, all nations. Guess who leading the way? Yasharal. Yasharal leading the way to this great multitude that's going to perish. Look in all the countries. Just open up. Look in all the countries and see who's mingling with all the other nations. That's us. We're like the only people on the face of the earth scattered all over the earth. The only people. Most people stayed within their land. The people of Ham, most of them stayed in the land of Ham. We have all right, let me use the people of Abraham. The people of Abraham, besides us, the one from Ishmael, they mostly stayed in their land their whole life, all of them. They just dwelled together in their land. The Asians, they stayed in their land mostly all of their life. Do a few go into other nations? Of course. Most of them stay in their land. All you got to do is open up, look in their country. You see nothing but Ishmaelites. You see nothing but Chinese people. Edom despised the commandment. He hate the commandment. He hate the Most High. And so he went out of his land and went and settled in another land, mixed with another people, came one with them, and left his land. He's supposed to be within the borders. He's of the seed of Abraham. And he does not know the promise that's promised to him. Verse 56. For they also received freedom, but they despised the Most High and were contemptuous of his Torah and forsook his ways. Don't want to have nothing to do with him. These people truly don't want to have nothing to do with him. When you go into the Torah, it's something. Do I want to say this, Abba? When you go into the Torah, you learn more than the average. And you get to see things that's different from what we were brought up in. And it's going to do one or two things. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. You ain't going to want to change your ways. Or you swallow the pill. We ain't never had to do this. Somebody need an example? Multiple wives. We ain't never had to do this. That hit you like a ton of... I got to share my husband with someone else? Not saying you're going to have to do this now, but maybe you may have to do it in the future. I have to share my husband? See, that hits people like a ton of... I ain't down with that. Then they despise it. But we read about the men in the scripture with all these... He had multiple wives. Most High told the kings, do not multiply your wives. Yeah, people not going to get up with a lot of the word. There are other things. People not going to want to be put out the camp because they got a discharge. They're not going to want that. Our people used to go into church meetings, living in communities while they have a discharge in their bodies. Women come into the gatherings on their periods. See, they're used to this. Most I say, you got to get put out. I got a cold. You got to get put out. I got to get put out because I got a cold. Who's putting who out of these groups because they got a cold? See, our people ain't used to this. This ain't our custom. Oh, but we want it to be. We say we want it to be. Leviticus 26:43. The land. When we screw up, the land also shall be left empty by them. The land end up being empty and will enjoy its Shabbats. They had the land not enjoying the Shabbats because they were wicked. They weren't doing what they supposed to do. And the land did not get to enjoy its Shabbats while it lies desolate without them. So when they kicked out, now the land gets to enjoy the Shabbats. They will accept their guilt because they despise my judgments, and because their soul hates my statutes. Most High said we despise his judgment. If you do this, you get stoned with stones. And see, someone heard that. A rebel heard this message from me, and the rebel started kicking and screaming, and then the rebel changed that thing around. You need to be stoned with stone because you did this and did that, and they start making up lies. Step in line. You just got here. People just get here within the borders. I don't know what it is with these people. They think they done arrived because they came within the borders. Stay here for years. Learn. You can't survive the wilderness. When you first, newsflash, when you first get in these borders, you can't survive the wilderness. You hadn't been prepped. You don't even know what to expect. You don't know what's going to happen. You know nothing about, you know a little about going under the rod, but you don't know the deepness of going under the rod. You don't know this. Man, we still learning this. Most High taking us deeper and deeper. We like, oh boy, I've said things in the past. I didn't even know what I was saying in the class. It was the Most High had me saying stuff. We couldn't even get up with it. We didn't understand the fullness of what was being said until later on. Now we understand. Look back at some of them old Shabbat classes. My goodness, it was in my mouth, but it was going right over our heads. My head too, because he revealed other things, and we go back and look. That's what that meant. That's what that rod. That's why I said what I said about that rod. People in the borders ain't thinking about the rod. When they come out and come in, they're thinking about apartments. They're thinking about jobs. They're thinking about sustaining themselves. A lot of people ain't thinking about learning, and they shun learning. This is a tragic mistake. But that's on them. Honestly, that's on them. I will say it again. When you get in these borders, you lost. You ain't ready for the wilderness. How do I know this? After two full years, this is how long it took. About 2 full years before I knew my family. Okay, they got enough knowledge and information about the wilderness to be able to handle this. You understand? People getting the border within 2 or 3 months. They ain't ready. Have you spent months, hours, days, months? You add them all up, equal up to months. What we spent in classes learning about this. If you hadn't done that, you're gonna be in trouble. We got people don't know what to expect. Oh boy. Numbers 11, 1 through 6. Oh boy. We know when they were in the wilderness, this is going to be one of the biggest problems. Listen, this is going to be one of the biggest problems for weak people in the borders. It's going to be one of the biggest problems. Complaining. When people come within the borders, we're in contact with many people. And when they come within the borders, they come complaining. I've heard many. And I understand. Listen, when my family and I came within the borders, we weren't ready. This is how I can make this statement. We were not ready. If we were to go into the wilderness, me, my family, we would have been cut off. Without acquiring the knowledge, without the Ruach teaching us on the Shabbats, we would have been cut off. And not saying we won't be cut off when we go to the wilderness. What I am saying, we have a better chance. Man, when you look around at our people, and when you look at what knowledge, what information they're receiving, when you look at some people put up YouTube videos. They're right here within the borders putting up YouTube videos. You can listen to them and tell they are not ready. So the people are complaining. The people in the wilderness, they were complaining. Now, when the people complained, when people come in the borders and they start complaining, it displeased Yahuah. They don't know this. No one told them this, that their complaints displeased Yahuah.